Hi people, I am Abril. I'm 19 years old and I'm doing this video because I had a thyroidectomy on the 4th of February. And this video is not medical advice. I'm a 19-year-old and this is all new to me. I'm not here to tell anyone what they should do because at the end of the video I just want what's the best for you and obviously get help, get checked out if you feel anything, have symptoms. Better too early than too late. I just want to share my personal experience, what led to it, what I tried before surgery, and how it felt for me. So maybe someone out there doesn't feel as confused or as alone as I did, since it was a journey where I had to learn, okay, now I put myself first. It's my life. It's bothering me and I have to do something against because people don't know what's going on in my body or in my mind. I wanted to talk about how it all started. It started everything around 2023, where I went from secondary school to my apprenticeship, where I had noticed a really small lump. I didn't think much of it. I thought it was just some type of bone that I just had because something of growing into a teenager. I thought it's normal, and it seemed that no one around me thought it was something to be looked after because it was so small and barely noticeable. It was put off. But about 1 year later, in 2024, I went to the first time to my doctor, which is another doctor that I have now, and I was sent to a specialist. They did their ultrasound, and because it had grown quite a bit, which I will put some videos from 2003 videos, and now when I went to go check it out, it is noticeably very big for the 1 year difference. So they told me I had to get an autopsy, but because the nodule on itself was big, they told me they have to inject in quite a lot of places in my nodule to really see if something is bad, if it's anything with a tumor to cancer, which luckily was not. They did tell me my thyroid was overworking, something along the Graves' disease, and I had, besides that, autoimmune disease, which basically made my thyroid overwork. And they at the time told me it was slight, it was not very inflamed or anything. So we thought, okay, asked them what we should do. They told me I had to get a thyroidectomy already in 2024, but we personally thought it was a no-go. Our view was it's a vital organ. I am still a teenager. I'm going through a lot of hormonal stuff, and having it removed was just very scary, and we couldn't imagine it. So we rejected the offer, and we went for the way of maybe going something with herbs, just more natural way to get the nodule to grow back to a smaller size. And yeah, we tried going to acupuncture, where they put like those really fine needles all over my body, which sadly I stopped because I felt there was no getting better with that. And then we tried out herbs, because from 2024 to 2025 I had irregular cycle. It really depended on I don't know what, but sometimes my cycle just went out of the line, and I didn't know why. So we tried herbs, which did help, because sometimes I did have 2 weeks cycle and then it disappeared, and the herbs really helped to get my cycle back on track. I'm not sure what the herbs were. It was something the doctor had gave me, which I was really thankful, because my cycle being irregular was one of the worst things, not the worst things, but it was hard to deal with, because I had to adjust to the irregular cycles, to having to bleed 2 times in the month. It was just a lot, and I was just really happy for that to be over. So after basically 2024 being a roller coaster of hormonal changes, the nodule growing, me not knowing what to do, because we just had rejected like the offer of having it removed. I was under a lot of pressure of really trying to get rid of the nodule in another way, and I thought I can have another chance of removing my nodule and the thyroid. But then in 2025, which I will put another video and pictures of how my nodule started to look like, it started growing even more. The irregular periods, as said, started coming back again. So 2025, around June, I started having the irregular periods again. That's where I tried, where I took more natural remedies, which, as said, like in 2024, helped me a lot to regulate my cycle, and itself never really helped with the thyroid nodule itself. It was like a never-ending story, a never-ending cycle, which I was just going back from, trying to get things better with my nodule. Over time, I developed a constant tight feeling in my throat. That's more like in August until end of 2025 and start of 2026, until my thyroid got removed and the nodule. I couldn't exercise really well. I'm a person that doesn't exercise a lot in general, but I live in a hill for 14 years, and I had grown, accustomed to the hill, and I never had problems walking or sometimes even running up the hill when I was late. Last year it was so hard for me to just walk up that hill and without at the end of the hill having to breathe like I just had run a marathon, because my throat and the nodule, they were like pressing against my neck, and I was so overwhelmed. I was like, how is that possible? How am I feeling so tired every time I try to do any type of exercise at school, just walking up the hill or trying to exercise for something because I wanted to. And so that was a symptom that I had, which we did get checked out, and they had told me my nodule was like as much as a fist, which was this year in January, and they had told me that my nodule was moving my breathing tube. I'm really sorry if I said that wrong. Like 1 centimeter to the side, which means it did press on it. So that explained the exercise being so difficult. I work in a daycare with kids. I am surrounded sometimes of any type of viruses, diseases, and yeah. So before everything got bad, I did get sick, but not as sick as I got last year. I used to get sick almost every few weeks for 2 to 1 month. I was just constantly with whatever I got, and then when it did go away, something back came after 1 or 2 weeks. So it was a constant stress for my body of being sick and just not getting better. So by the end of 2025, I put a line to everything. I said to myself, what are you doing? Like, how are you letting your body and yourself to be under constant stress daily for weeks, because you're either sick, because you can't breathe when walking up a hill, you're tired because of your hormonal changes, of the cycle that just is irregular. So I went to my new house doctor, which was the best idea ever. I explained him everything that happened from 2023 until now, and I told him I'm exhausted, I don't know what more to do. I told him about the offer that they had said about the thyroid removal, which when he looked at my throat, he said, yeah, I'm not a thyroid expert, but it is pretty obvious you will get the offer of having a surgery done again. And I was like, yeah, please, if it means that things will stabilize and that I will feel myself again after so many years, I was down for it. In January, they gave me my first appointment. I went to the Stadtspital Triemli, which only positive recommendations I can give. More than happy. I talked to a thyroid expert, which did an ultrasound, and he is the one who told me, hey, yeah, it's as big as a fist. It's crazy how big it is, and that it's still within you. I had asked him if it was possible to do radio frequency ablation, which is kind of, it's radiation, and it's some type of heat that could remove nodules, but as my nodule was way too big for some type of thing like that, he told me it is not possible, and which I accepted. I mean, I was at the end just asking, and yeah, seeing that in 2003 it was maybe 4 centimeters, and now the last time it was checked it was 7 centimeters, kind of was a big surprise. Then after that appointment I was referred to a surgeon after I had accepted that I wanted to do a surgery again, which later became to be the surgeon who also performed my thyroidectomy. I talked to him, he told me everything in detail, he answered questions. It was a really good experience. I felt safe. I was actually not scared that I would be judged because I took so much time to really come to a decision to remove my thyroid, and they actually understood that it is an important decision, and that I took my time with it is completely normal. And he'd asked me, so when are you thinking of doing the surgery? And I was like, as soon as possible, please. And which was then scheduled for the 4th of February.